Hello and welcome. Right, today we are going to be doing a live stream with Mr. J's Toy Collection UK, and yes, we are going to be taking a deep dive into this brand new Lego Death Star. Now, I've got a poll running already, but in case you missed the live stream and you are watching this on the replay, let me know what you would do. Would you get this basically now on day 1, 2, 3 as the giveaway purchase is available? Would you wait until double points? Are you going to wait until it goes into a sale, or are you not going to get it? So we've got a lot of bits and pieces to discuss as with regards to the right time to try and pick this up. Also, the size of the thing, is it worth it? And all of those kind of things as well. But before we quickly do that and the notifications and things go out, I just want to quickly see, as this is the 3rd of October, is there any new arrivals coming out yet? Because normally they shove all the bits and pieces on day 1, but this seems to be one of the first times this year that they have not done anything to get in the way of the new release for the Death Star. Now, the giveaway is still available, and obviously it's still not sold out. Everything else, I think, is still on back order. I did a video yesterday with regards to this. So on the American website, you've got a 60-day back order. On the UK website, you are to now Halloween, so it's actually gone a day further. Let's have a quick look at some of the other little bits and pieces again, just to see if there's anything new that's out. And as the notifications go on, Gingerbread House was on the 8th. That's now to the 9th. This was also the 8th, the thing just beside it. So has that changed at all? Yes, so it's all starting to sort of go a day further. So what we'll do, we'll go straight to, well, we're going to call it the Black Pearl, because obviously that's what it is. Now, if you wanted this as a Halloween build, I think you were out of luck because this was on a big back order. But now you might be struggling to get it for Christmas. So 30th of October. So no, you should be okay. I think if you wanted it in America, this was also a 60-day wait. So you would have been a little bit stuck. But now, fingers crossed in the UK, if you are excited by this, then obviously let me know, because that is another thing. That's one of the things that I'm not kind of going to consider, because I know a lot of people have gone, well, for the price of this one set, you can get this, the Harry Potter set, yada, yada, yada. But it's kind of always the same going, because sometimes you could get this and then you could go, actually, I want 5 or 6 cheaper sets. I know the price point is well off, but I'm trying to put that to one side because obviously, well, it is obviously a big deciding factor. So we have an expert in the background, and his name is Mr. J's Toy Collection UK. So I can see him there, eager to jump in. So he will come in right now. And we are, I think, live, Jay, together. So we are good. So, and also good evening to Figure Cave. How are we, sir? Let's have a look.
Hello. Hello.
It was pretty good. You've only just watched it. It's I think it's a fantastic film, to be honest. So how's life, Jay? How's everything treating you?
It's all right. Started a new job this week, so I've been very busy and very tired. But I thought I have one mission coming on this channel right now. I've got all the lads and the ladies in to join you as well, because I have written in the chat what my goal is here tonight. My goal is to convince this man to spend $1,000 on the Lego set so I don't have to.
Well, not only are we going to be discussing, like, is it worth getting? Because I have yet to see this in person. So I do want to go into the store and actually see it. I'm going to try and go up there this weekend and just see what it's all about. But when's the right time to get it? Now, this is something me and Jay have spoken about off the live stream, and obviously we will be speaking about this as we go. And I did say, if you are late to the party and you are watching this on the replay, when is your cutoff point, or when do you get excited and involved? Because I think for some people, it will be the giveaway, which we're going to start with straight away. We're going to go straight into the giveaway for those people that are obviously watching it on the replay. Do you think they've done it dirty by not adding this into the set?
Yes, I have. So I did literally as soon as the official images came out, I did a video on it a while back, and that was my stance. And I do stick with it that yes, this shouldn't really be a gift with purchase because it's pretty much integral to the set. Since then, I have watched a interview with the designer. I think it was Solid Brick Studios out there who's done a custom Geonosis display that was absolutely outstanding. But he did a designer
what a
interview.
display that is, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's epic. He did a designer interview, and they said it was kind of like, what else could they do as an addition to the set? This wasn't apparently going to be there, and they decided to add something on, but I don't know. We're not quite sure the designer was being 100% honest on that one, because it does look like they've taken something out, but he said it was just an addition where they saw where that space was, where the actual backdrop of space is, and they thought they would fill that space. So that is the official designer stance on it. This is an addition, but clearly it's, and from the prices this thing's going on eBay, it's definitely an integral part to the set, I would say.
Yeah, reading some of the comments as well, people are saying that this is sort of incomplete without the set. And I think, to be honest, this is because I've been away. Jay knows where I've been. I've been away for a 5-week busy. I have been a busy human being. But even though I am still hanging right out my backside, I think this is one of the first times I've seen it say combine with item 75419. They don't tend to put that on the box artwork. Normally it's just a giveaway purchase. So they have literally told you it is to go inside this thing and just basically take it, because what else could they have put in there? The only thing I can think of is a small custom Falcon like this that was on the ground level, but because obviously this is hung up, that it fills up sort of the area space. Because again, off the live stream, so I do apologize if I'm boring Jay with this, I did ask the question yesterday of what scene was this involved in when the Imperial shuttle arrived, because I said there's two big scenes. You've got the scene where you see Vader, he obviously comes out the shuttle and yada, yada, yada. And then you've got the escape scene, which is obviously what we're going to be seeing in this set shortly. But were they seen together? And Jay knows the answer to that.
Technically, yes, but it wasn't in the hangar. So in Return of the Jedi, when the Emperor comes in on the shuttle, at the very start of that scene, you can see all the TIE fighters flying around on the outside of the Death Star in the space station area. So it wasn't in the hangar in that scene. At least you can't see them in the hangar in that scene. And there it is that is our goal, everybody, tonight. Get this man to let's take a quick hello to the chat while you're all here then.
just going back through everything, because the chat wasn't working up until about 30 seconds before I went live. So I'm now just catching up on everything. So we've got something from Lego King. So hello, Lego King. Something from this absolute moron, something from this bigger moron as well. And then we have a evening all from Madison. So good evening to you. Lego King, good evening to you as well. Mr. J's Toy Collection UK's goal is for this, which is always painful and exciting. And then we have Figure Cave, evening lads, good evening to you. So we all need a catch up, I think. I think we need a good, proper toy catch, because I've missed everything, obviously. And then we have this young lady, Cheeky Monkey, which is obviously Jay's better half, and that is a lie. I don't think anybody's missed me whatsoever. But good evening to everybody.
You have returned from his foreign excursion. We've also got Cool Toys UK watching. Hello, Phil Jones. He's literally dropping me DMs as we are on the air of the Cardiff Lego store that he has visited today, and taking a look at it on the shelf. So
hang on, let me figure out. I want to make you large. How can I make you large? Solo layout. There we go. You're large.
I'm large. So there is my phone on large. So there is the thing on the shelf, and it's literally taken up. They've had to take a shelf out, you can see, around the box there to actually fit the height in. And what else has Phil taken? We got the front of the store in Cardiff, and we've also got the Gingerbread 8080 that seems to be the hot seller of the season as well. So we got international viewers from the land of Wales as well. If Matthew can figure out how to get me back small again, he has done it.
There we go.
Thank you for joining us for this impromptu live stream.
Yeah, that's it. So it's one of those that we knew this was coming out, and then all of a sudden we've both been extremely busy. I've been out the country for 5 weeks as well. And now we're basically playing catch up on this. And now this is the scene that we are talking about first with regards to these two bits and pieces just down here. Obviously, we know about the Imperial shuttle. The Family Guy episode of this is obviously hilarious as well. So there's lots of little bits of the Easter eggs to it. So before we get tucked into the main set, and obviously one of the things I'm asking everybody on the poll is, do you have a cutoff with regards to if you're going to miss the giveaway, is it going to be an absolute massive issue? But is there any exclusive pieces to this set? Because if you're not fussed about the box artwork, that doesn't matter, does it? Because you're going to recycle that and it's going to go. You're going to build, you would imagine, and obviously there are a lot online, but I would think it's just people selling the set for parts and obviously then sort of butchering the minifigures to sell them online. And obviously that is part and parcel of the Lego community, which is fair enough. But are there any exclusive pieces to this giveaway purchase? And I don't think there's any exclusive minifigures to it either. So
I don't think there are. No, I think you're right.
So if you were, for example, to wait and get it on double points, could you then still build this and put it in?
In theory, probably. I don't think. Again, anybody in the chat or on the replay in the comments, let us know. But from what I've seen, I think everything is not exclusive in there, and you could build it all separately. So but obviously it's the box, isn't it? It's if you wanted to keep it mint in the box for a bit, it's going to hold its value. So I got the sail barge, was my biggest purchase technically in Lego, and I got that day one to get the Luke's lightsaber. But I don't really collect prop scale sort of stuff in Lego. So I was at Toy Fair recently, so I thought it's probably the time to sell that thing, and it sold for pretty much £100 just for something they gave me for free, something I didn't really want and not integral to the set because it didn't really go in the sail barge. So I don't know, these GWPs do, especially these Star Wars ones, because it's such a high buy-in. You're talking £900 to even get this GWP. It's going for about 130. I've seen sold at least already on eBay. So it will hold its value, even if the pieces I don't think are exclusive, just because it is the actual giveaway. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because obviously the difference is with this to the sail barge is that this is obviously technically meant to go in the set, whereas the sail barge it was just the Luke thing. So yeah, I mean, we've had a very good point from Adam as well, which we'll get to with regards to the exclusiveness of this, because there's no exclusive minifigures in this. Would this been even more of an expensive price point if they had thrown in like a brand new print for the actual driver, for example, which I think would have excited a lot of people, annoyed a lot of people. You know, you just don't know, do you, with regards to this kind of thing? Because this is kind of similar to the training thing that they did as well, where that could have just been a set by itself, and they could have just done it.
The Clone Wars, the Clone Wars training set,
that's it.
So that was a lot lower buying, because that was about £130, I think, to qualify for that one on May the 4th.
Yeah, that's it.
Got such that, and they valued it, because you're into your values of the GWP when it comes to the retail price, and I think $30.99 is the highest I've ever seen. I don't know if you've seen.
I was literally that was going to be my exact next point. You can tell that we do this quite a lot. That I think this is one of the highest value giveaway purchases, and I'm trying to think what the other really high one was, because I remember speaking to you ages ago about it, going, "Oh, this is going to be a high one," and it was. And I think that was 27. But I can't remember what that one was. I don't know if that was another Star Wars thing.
I think it was the dragon thing from Lord of the Rings. That was in the mid-20s.
That was it. Yeah, that was second highest. Yeah, but yeah. So with this saying that it's valued at $30.99, and obviously you're going to be, it's £100 all day long for this, isn't it? Let's be honest. If you want to get it, it's £100 all day long, and it basically it is what it is. And then this is the other thing to think of. It's like, if you want this and you're going to sell it, you could then just subtract it from obviously the price of the set, which we will tuck into now.
But then you're going to keep it. If we're right, and there's no exclusive parts in it. We know there's no exclusive minifigures, but I don't think there's any exclusive parts. So if you were to get it with a GWP, keep it in the box. Later on, source all the parts. Well, the parts aren't going to cost you £100 to source the parts. No. And you could sell the GWP in box and still have the thing in later. So getting it early to get that GWP gives you £100 off. And if we're doing the maths, then that's going to be more than double points, because the way Lego points work, because as soon as I got into Lego and he started teaching me points, I took over with full mathematics to come on. So standard points then on this set is going to be £45 in Lego points off future purchases. So double points obviously will be £90. So if you were to buy it now, you get your £45 of points anyway, plus your GWP that's worth at least £100. So you're getting like £145. So then if you were to just but the pieces later to get the GWP to build it, say that costs £35 in parts, well, then you're still going to be way up more than you would be waiting for double points.
Yeah.
So this all factors into my trying to convince Matthew, let's get this bad boy now and let's see how the poll is doing. The poll, 80% are agreeing with me so far.
I've just looked behind the scenes. Yeah, I've just seen it. I can see which way this is going to go. I really can. So, but yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's like we'll go through the value of the minifigures as well, because I've seen lots of people selling the minifigures for quite a lot of money as well. If you're going to butcher the set, and obviously this is an investment for much later on down the line, but it is very much a case of you've probably got another 3 days until this sort of sells out with regards to the giveaway. And then if it does sell out in the giveaway, because they're not going to be too far away from this going into double points. So will the giveaway purchase last long enough before their next double points? Because if that happens, you would be quids in on that, because that would be really, really good. Now, before we carry on, I just want to go over just the basics like we normally do. So this is 9,023 pieces. Item number 75419. You get 38 minifigures with it. I know for the Star Wars fanatics, the prints and stuff are wrong on the legs, and there's stuff you can do with that. So, you know, it is what it is. There's a couple of cool minifigures in it. Now, the one thing that I actually didn't pay attention to, and it surprised me a little bit, is I know the height is 28. We know the width of this thing is 32. So you're nearly 3 base plates by 3 base plates. But I did see a snippet of a video, I think it was from a reel, and I had no idea that the bottom bit, obviously we know it's flat, and we know people are complaining that it looks ugly at the back. It's meant to go against the wall, grow up. Obviously, it is what it is. But the bottom of this is over a base plate deep, and it really looks like it hangs out from the rest of the set. And that threw me a little bit, because I thought it was all going to be sort of the same depth. I thought it was all going to be sort of the same levels, and it looks like the top and the bottom stick out quite a bit to bear for you to be able to get your hand in and all that kind of thing. So that was I don't know if that's going to look really weird, or if that actually adds to it, but I think it's the bit at the top up here. You can see that it looks like it oversteps, and the bit at the bottom I think steps out as well. I don't think it's all level. Could be wrong, but I think the bottom
is curved out.
Yeah, so I think the bottom sticks. I think the bottom sticks out. I that's something I generally, because looking at that photo, I just thought it was a complete flat slice, but no, it looks like the bottom does stick out. But that is what it looks like without the thing in. So, do you like the look of the actual space itself?
The actual, well, when I first, this thing of course leaked months ago online. So when I first saw the initial images, because we knew a Death Star was coming, we thought it'd be the first $1,000 set, and it turned out to be that way. But yeah. I am with the masses. When I first saw it, it's probably the most disappointed I've ever been in a set initially, because I was like, it's not curved. It's not. I was sending Matt voice notes like, what on earth have they done here? How have they gone for what have they done here and not made it curved? So my initial reaction, my first 24 hours with this thing was like, absolute waste of time. What have they done? Why? And then once I got over that, and then started studying what they've actually given us. So I was like, okay, what they've actually given us isn't almost a UCS Death Star. They've given us a diorama. They've given us an ultimate diorama rather than an ultimate Death Star. So I was like, well, for my collection, that's not going to work, because I would want a big, the only way they could have tempted me in was have the big half circle. It would have been a giant grey ball, but I was in camp giant grey ball. I would want a giant grey ball. I wouldn't have cared there was nothing inside it. But again, studying it and going back to that designer interview, they said they had the choice, and they made the choice to actually, from their opinion and Lego's opinion, they were saying that the inside of the Death Star is more iconic because all the stuff happens inside of the thing, and they can make a more interesting playset. Initially, I wouldn't agree with that opinion. I just like the giant grey ball. But for what they've done, I think they've actually done a decent job for what they've done of spreading those dioramas out, giving you the outline. They've given you a slice of the Death Star. So for what it is, once you accept what it is, if that's something you like or not, and like the dioramas, all the different scenes, I think is a good idea. And it harkens back to how you've described it in your video from yesterday. Was it's like the Avengers Tower. So it's the history of every scene from every film and TV show, as we'll get into all the figures of the Death Star. So for what it is, I think it looks very nice for what it is, but it wasn't what I initially wanted. So that was my first thoughts at seeing the thing. But I think they've actually executed a very nice diorama scene.
Yeah, because way back when they did the Globe, and I was speaking to Jay about this. Obviously, this was, you're looking at a year or two ago now. They thought that might be the stirred ability to be able to make it in a slightly larger scale, or even a sort of like a play scale, just circular Death Star, because you would just replace the Globe with those sorts of panels.
I think that could still be something they could do in the future. A play scale.
I think they could. I think that was a test. I think that was a test to get a perfectly good circular shape, and they've just gone down this because I was thinking just before we go live, like, what is there that they could do at this price point again? That's the worry. It's like, granted, this, if you put the price point to the one side, I think people are still sat on the fence with it because it's not what they expected it to be. So the only thing I can think of is they actually make a full-size helicarrier, but then at the same time, I don't think the Marvel films have the longevity of the Star Wars stuff, because I think people have forgotten all about those kind of things. And I don't think they'll ever redo those vehicles. So I think you're going to be stuck with just the bigger Star Wars stuff at the higher price points, because there's no way that they're going to do the next sort of Marvel big building. Well, we all know what we think it might be, the Obscorp, but it's not going to be any more expensive than the Avengers Tower. So is this going to be a one and done, a one only at this price point, and you're paying the extra money because obviously the Star Wars tax, and in 10 years' time, you might get a circle again?
I think it'll be a one and done for this size of a Death Star. I think they'll do the circle in a play scale, and maybe within a couple of years. But if you're thinking about another $1,000 set, I don't think this is the last time we'll see a $1,000 set. I think this is the first, because there is plenty of things you could do that are so large in the Star Wars universe. Now, before they've done the cheese, as Matthew calls it, the Venator, the Star Destroyer, and they've done a Super Star Destroyer. So they could always do another Super Star Destroyer, and at modern prices, a Super Star Destroyer now of that scale would easily be $1,000. So I could see them going into that quite easily in the next few years. An Ewok village, if they made it huge.
That's true.
I can see this happening again, price point wise. Yeah, because
I suppose you got the City Cloud as well, haven't you? That they could do that's obviously a very rare thing. You could do a big Hoth play set. So there's quite a lot of different things that they could do. But the only thing is, just seen it. The only thing is with the Star Destroyers, like I've got it behind me. It's like they can't make it any bigger than that because it's over 1 meter long. So they've peaked at their length. It's not like they can go, we're going to make it 2 meters.
I think you can go to 1.5 meters.
There's literally no way you could display that whatsoever if it was wider and longer, because the
Titanic, let me have a look.
The Titanic's really long, but it's skinny, whereas obviously this has the massive arse end of the wings.
A Super Star Destroyer has a really long pointy nose, so it would 1.3 meters for the Titanic. So the Titanic is longer than.
You'd have to for double the price for something like what they've already done like that. I don't think you're going to get too much out of it, but I think you're right with regards to going more down the more play set type thing with the Ewok Village, the Tatooine, because we haven't had those kind of things for a long, long time. But yes, are we still talking about ships with length and girth? Of course we are. This is what this is all about. We are talking about full length to the tip and the shaft of my cheese. And it is long. It is a long thing. even in the cold winter, it still holds up its length. So we all
We're,
like to brag.
we're at our peak viewer numbers in the chat so far.
Yeah,
And we're talking about length of
it,
cheese.
it's always peaks when we start talking filthy. So let's go back to this. So where should we start then? There's 22 photos to tuck into.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off with the actual rooms themselves and just go from there?
You can. Should we start off with the? Yeah, why not? Let's go in there.
Let's tuck in. So what I'll do is I'll start off right at the top where you've got the little bit just up in the first one, and I'll make sure we're not covering what we're talking about. So no. So we are looking at the very, very top just in there. Is there anything going on in that, or is that just a hidden random room?
There is. There's a few. If you drop us down a bit, so maybe we should talk about the minifigures first, then, and get to that, because that will reveal what is going on. Let's
do that then. So we will go to the minifigures. I will move us to the side because our faces are now covering those minifigures. So I will do this. I will
remember how to use the technology, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, the skill of this man is just mesmerizing. Right. So yeah. Are we? I think we're still talking about the ship. I don't think I sent a photo, so I mean, it does look amazing.
Sending photos. Phil Jones has dropped me everything from the Lego store. We got gizmos, we got Game Boys.
Is he there at the moment?
No, he was there earlier today.
If he filmed a little bit, I could have put a sneaky video together.
That's of the Cardiff store. So the minifigures then. So a record 38, I do believe, but of course the controversy is they've Legoed and not bothered putting leg printing on most of them. So again, in the designer interview, it was all about keeping the cost down because they've got to, even at an £900, $1,000, I suppose they're still working to a budget, the same as Hasbro would be with what I collect in the 6-inch games. So there was a...
We're off the screen.
We're off the screen.
So it's just pure minifigures, so people can see everything. I've zoomed in as much as possible because for some reason, if I put us to the side, I can't zoom in on the photo. It doesn't work. So we are starting, sir, in the very, 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 very top left. Now, as Jay was saying, there has been a lot of... It's more of the Star Wars fanatics. You can see why, because obviously you want perfection when it comes to something so expensive. But does it actually bother you whatsoever that the minifigures don't have all leg prints and all that kind of thing?
Not all of them, but one of them does. It's my pet peeve with Lego. You can probably guess who exactly it's going to be with the leg printing, because it was annoying me. Even in the £400 sets that I've bought, they have not sorted out. Where is he? There he is. By the StreamYard duck in the top corner, C-3PO not having a fully printed leg, when the one on the bloody keychain has a printed fully silver leg.
So I sent you a video before, and there is a trick you can do. So if you are absolutely raging that certain minifigures don't have correct bits and pieces, you can buy the key ring or the keychain, depending on what it is you want to call it, and you can literally pop the legs off and put the new legs on. You shouldn't have to do that, but you can. Also, if you have got the UCS C-3PO, I do believe that minifigure is in that, which doesn't make any sense because they have already done, I think, a full leg print for that one.
Yeah, they use the key. It just doesn't make any sense because literally that gold bit in the middle of the silver just looks ridiculous, and it's not like it's a new thing. They've already done it. That's what. Yeah,
that's it. They've already done the leg, so instead of just adding in that minifigure, because it's not like they've had to redesign it all. It's not. I don't know. I really don't know. So, out of all of these, which is your favorite figure?
Oh my goodness! Right, let's zoom back in again. Let's go through the top row. Let's have a
top left. We'll go top.
That from me. Let's have a look at the Luke. So I love a bit of Luke. I do like a bit of Luke. I don't know. I quite like the Tatooine Luke there on the left. I think that's probably the best looking one.
Oh, hello. Tatooine Luke looks good. You can see it's kind of been, it has been photoshopped on because his head's not actually fully on. I've zoomed in enough. They haven't actually popped his head onto his shoulders because it's white underneath it. So they did it all right in the black.
We'll get the wooden shots later. We'll see the woods.
Yeah, they're liking their wooden shots at the moment. It's at least they've actually got like treated timber this time, because one of the first wooden shots he did, it looked like somebody just taking it with a saw. So obviously you've got two of the exact hair piece, and then obviously you've got a different hair piece, which is obviously nice. I would imagine, just looking at that quickly, you might have two identical heads. The eyebrows look different color on the one on the right hand side. So will we get different expressions on the other side? I don't know. Are we only going to get? We do get one layer. We've got two hands. So which is your favorite out of those?
Yeah, so we got Luke from, obviously, of course, his interactions in The New Hope and Return of the Jedi. Leia's only on the Death Star in A New Hope, so that makes sense. But of course, with Leia, again, another controversy, I could say. Why doesn't she have the skirt leg piece? She's got the movable legs. So I know why they've done it, because she can fit in the cell better. But you could have, again, they could have given you one brick to do the skirt look as well, because she's technically in a skirt. So they're going to Lego. We got Han. I like Han's regular outfit there. I do think it looks nice. Now, Han in his regular outfit there, of course, came with the Millennium Falcon. Now, Matthew used to own that Falcon. Did you ever find the Han Solo minifigure? Yeah.
Hang on, let me just go back to the overlay so we can see each other. No. No. I did not. I've got a very funny feeling. I found her head on his torso.
Yes, I do. So, I do
remember. There is a possibility, and I think I said it in yesterday's upload, that this could lead potentially for me to a long and very painful new live stream build series, which is something I did originally on the Instagram page, where every Saturday morning, because it was COVID time and everybody was bored, I got the UCS Falcon. I tried to put that UCS Falcon together and ended up pretty much throwing it against the wall. Took it to Jay's. We tried to build the thing, and it literally fell apart in his living room. So it never got completed.
The most viewed YouTube short in history out of that from my living room floor.
It was, yeah. It was. That is very, very true. It did do well, but it was a right royal. I can keep it on the screen actually. We're zooming in at the top. So
yeah, so we got Chewie Ben. Yeah, all the original cast. So yeah, they covered the first film fine. It was
they have
nothing overly exciting there, but things you would need. So yeah, everybody's there.
And then we're moving on to the sort of almost the evil row now, aren't we? So we'll go
right. And here we go. Now here is what you can go with your monetary side of things, but here is some exclusive stuff coming up. So we got Tarkin on the left. Then I'm not 100% sure he's exclusive, but he might be. Again, you can correct me in the comments if he's not. We got Vader. I'm sure we've all got enough Vaders and enough Emperors as well. But we haven't got an Imperial Dignitary. So the purple Imperial Dignitary, I bet you that is going for some dollar on the aftermarket, because that one I reckon it will.
I reckon it's going to be. I mean, you would imagine. I've seen people try and get like £50+ for the Darth Vader, which I do believe is exactly the same print as any of the others. So if they're trying to get that amount of money from this just because it's linked to this set with no proof, obviously, then that purple thing, I think, would go for quite a lot of money. But again, this is something you need to think of.
I'm eBaying it as we speak. The Imperial Dignitary is a £75 minifigure.
Oh, that's not going to be the most expensive one either, is it? Let's be honest. We know what the expensive ones are going to be.
It's literally the last.
So we're getting over to the officers. So we'll stick to these four. Now, I could be wrong, but I know I don't own the white suit one, but I have seen sort of the charcoal grey one before. So
yeah, your standard officers.
I'm assuming the white ones were in the other Death Star.
Yeah, your main exclusive, I believe, here is on the right hand side with Cape, which is Ben Mendelsohn's character from Rogue One. Here we go. We scroll across to the green as well. We are getting our Rogue One cast of Director Krennic, and of
that's
course
who it is.
Yeah, that's Director Krennic from Rogue One or Andor, which is if you haven't seen Andor on Disney Plus, that's a very good show. I've just started series 2 as well, so Andor is a fantastic bit of Star Wars. And then you've got Mads Mikkelsen as Galen Erso in the green, the man that invents the Death Star. Effectively, he makes the Death Star in Rogue One. It is his design they are using. So again, I believe both of these are also exclusive to the set as well. So we're covering the original trilogy, we're covering Rogue One, we're covering Andor. Everywhere you see the Death Star is covered within this set. So those are probably the ones you hadn't seen. That's why you didn't recognize them.
No, I didn't recognize them. No, Lego King has said that this set has got 1,500 more bricks than the Falcon. Now, that is actually quite an important thing to say, because if you take into consideration how long this Falcon's been about and the original price of the Falcon compared to what it is now, because I am sure that this Falcon has just got more and more expensive the years has gone on, because it's gone into a price increase, into another price increase,
been under every
yada.
price increase.
So we know that the Falcon in the UK, because we've seen it, actual sale price is now what the original price was, because I think it originally was 550. It's now at the 750 mark.
750.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. So it's got less pieces than the Death Star. Got more pieces than it's got less pieces than the Death Star. It's also got a lot less minifigures than the Death Star. So if you start taking that into consideration, the price of both of the sets have got to be quite close together.
I've said this on my own channel at the start, and I will repeat it here. It may be a £900 set, but I don't personally think it's overpriced. It works out at 10 pence a piece, and you get 38 minifigures. 10 pence a piece for Lego Star Wars doesn't even include what we usually call Disney or Star Wars tax, because we can have some Lego sets earlier this year at 15, 16 pence a piece. So it's actually priced for what it is. It is what it is. That is the amount of pieces. It's 9,000 pieces for £900. It's 10 pence a piece, which is pretty much a Lego average these days. So it isn't. If it had been Star Wars tax, it would have been about 1,200. So
it's very true.
It's high, of course. It's high. I'm not saying it's cheap. It's $1,000 for a set, but they've kind of priced it price per piece, in my opinion.
10 pence. Because if you think what the 8080 was going for at the price break, that was close to the 20 pence mark, wasn't it? So that is something to think of and something to consider with regards to the pieces and the minifigures involved and everything like that. Right, moving on to the last figure with the golden eyes. Seen that is involved in, Jay?
I don't fully remember. He's just walking with one of the droids walking around.
I think he's just walking around and doing just random bits and pieces.
And you got your army building row then the next.
Yeah, that's it. You got the army build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, 2 of those, and then I think, are they the prison guards or are they the meet and greet department when the
again, when he just some of the officers, I think, from that. I don't know if that is the lady from from Andor as well. She's Krennic's. I think she's Krennic's assistant lady. I think that's her. Blonde hair.
So do we actually get the two? Are they stormtroopers that are in the prison guards then?
Yeah, the stormtroopers are walking them there, and then they nick their uniform.
Then, they do. Yeah, no, but do they? Oh, they do. Is that this? I thought. Yeah, they must do. Because I know they come out the lift, and I just can't remember who they're talking to. So yeah, they must have been them. I thought they were talking to officers for some reason, or maybe it's these guys.
They do get interrupted by some officers, don't they?
Yeah, it must be these down here then. These must be the prison guards.
Yeah, the ones at the end because the ones with the helmets on are the gunners. They're Imperial gunners. The ones in the bottom left. So yeah, those are the ones you're thinking of.
That's it. Those two in the middle of who I'm thinking of, and then we've got the 2 in the red.
The Royal Guard, very nice.
Yeah. That's it. Which have been around again in a fair few sets, because obviously it's been this is a big diorama and they've obviously used quite a lot of these minifigures. But I think we're now getting to the expensive minifigure, if I am correct, sir.
Oh yes, the infamous hot tub stormtrooper. So I'm sure he is going to be going. I'll have a look in the background for some serious money. So an Easter egg, of course, to all the years of the Lego video games. Pretty much every Lego video game has the stormtroopers in the hot tub, wearing different variations of their outfits. They're actually wearing, in the very first game, a blue Speedo thong. So Lego decided they weren't quite going to give us that version. They've given us some of the other versions from the later games.
Because is it... do you know what Lego game it is from?
This is from the Skywalker Saga, the most recent one with all the games together.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, yeah, because I think they... Obviously, I can't... They haven't used these shorts before, because obviously it's new, but they've got a Star Wars Lego figure sun-tanning, and I think it's Vader in a pair of lifeguard shorts on the beach as an Easter egg, and they've had that there for years. So, and it is in my video, so you can check them out from the Lego House
I have
Tour.
got 3 sold listings at £100.
Oh, so you're £100 for that one figure. You're at £80 for the other figure. You're at least £100 for the giveaway. So that you're already 300 something in already. And yeah, it's naughty. It's naughty, really. Right.
Yeah,
so do you want to go to the that first image then?
Yes, because that's where you'll find the hot tub stormtrooper. His hot tub is hidden at the top of this thing behind that lift shaft, I believe.
Ah, there we go.
Where I think it is it's just sneaking out in the corner there. You can't quite see it in this light, but it's behind there is where I think they put it.
Oh, okay.
It's a full hot tub you can use and put him in a little bath.
Ah. And then you've got the I guess it's the viewing window of the cannon.
Yes, you've got mainly just leading into the Emperor's throne room is your next level there, really.
Yeah, that's it. So that goes through into that, which again is a big space. I have heard that there's possibly not enough minifigures in this, so you might need to get some more minifigures to try and fill it with regards to.
Well, it's massive. It's 3 foot tall.
Yeah, so. That's it. Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's literally a Kallax size.
Yeah, it's just slightly bigger than a 4 cube Kallax. So if this was behind me, it's bigger than the 2 units you see just here. So from where my hand is to where my hand is now, it's literally about 2 inches taller than that, and it is the width of there to there. So it's literally 3 foot tall and about nearly 3 foot wide.
It's a big thing. It's scary, really, just how big it is, because.
And there's not a lot of Technic, apparently.
No. So when I'm going to see it in person, essentially over this weekend, I wonder just how, if my head can actually wrap around just how big this thing actually is. So going underneath that, it looks like you've got the control panel where they do shoot the laser. And
that's why they got their big helmets on from those minifigures. They're the gunners with the super laser.
That's the badge. Super laser. Yeah, and that laser looks like it's pretty cool. Actually, it looks like it's sturdy enough. I would have liked a little bit more length, though.
You'd like more length?
I would like the tip of this just being slightly longer, just because it would have reminded me a little bit more of the one in Windsor. Because if you see the walkthrough attraction, the one in Windsor, it is enormous. But I think it's in proportion, so it's okay. We can't have everything, and it's not going to fit anywhere anyway because the thing's huge.
The first time they're using the clear pole in the bottom as well, which is more accurate there because the green lasers shouldn't have the green laser in the middle underneath, but they didn't have that piece before because that's one of those Avengers Tower pieces, I call it, where you attach the minifigures to it. So they finally got that piece. You can have a much more accurate super laser than you had on the previous ones.
Now, even though it is a fantastic looking set, I have spotted 3 stickers already on the control panel, and I have a bad feeling there's going to be. I don't know everything about this. I've got a bad feeling there's going to be quite a lot of stickers involved.
Oh, there is. So. I think there's like 60 odd stickers, something like that. My number might be wrong, but there's some horrendous ones on the bottom.
Because I'm assuming then what as we're going through and we're going around where we got this famous scene of them swinging.
That's the scene that's getting me. That is my. Well, I'm gonna say, but that is my favorite scene in this actual set. Yeah, is Luke and Leia doing there because, unlike George Lucas, of course, was obsessed with those sort of swashbuckling films and things of the 50s, and that is what he based this scene potentially on as they swing over. And yeah, I'd like that. I'd like that in the natural diorama scene separately, so I could have it. But that is one scene that I do really like.
Right, enjoy the pub, sir. Keep us up to date with how everything's going on. Enjoy your drinks. Nothing too strong.
We'll see you, Adam, soon. Hope you're on my channel next week because it is New York Comic Con, Adam. So before you go out, make sure you've got some time for a live stream.
Yeah, make sure leave some space in the diary. It's going to get busy very, very, very quickly. So what I was getting at with regards to this scene is it's going to be sticker, because they are the stickers that they've used.
Are they not prints? I thought you might be all right.
They weren't
some printed elements, they said. The ones
I'm hoping they are, because the last time I saw these, they were the same design as this, and they were the curved stickers that you got in the corridor scene from when Luke might have made an appearance in Mandalorian. That set.
Right,
where the thing spun round.
Yeah.
and they were curved, and they were a right pain in the ass to try and get them on, because obviously you've got to try and get them spot on, because if they're off ever so slightly, it looks a little bit crappy. So I'm hoping that they are actually prints and not stickers. But everything on this keyboard, all these panels, you're going to have what? There's 3 individual stickers there, or 1 long sheet. So there's at least 6 or 2, depending on how they've done it. And then you've got stickers all up in there. So that's another one there. I'm guessing those lights are stickers as well up at the top. And you've got stickers on the control panel. So, yeah, as you start looking at it, there's going to be quite a few.
I like the idea. I can see the mechanical piece there that will move them as they swing. So they will swing across.
I think is it that circle a bit just there?
I think so. I think that's for them to swing across on. Well, there is one somewhere else that there isn't. I think there might be some stuff on the back. But I like Ben there as well. Obi-Wan trying to turn off the power as well. Trying to turn off the power. I think that's a fun little scene to chuck in there as well. But of course, this is going to come back to your point about not enough minifigures with 39, because you need Ben there to do that, but you also need that exact same minifigure to fight Vader down the bottom when he kills him.
Yeah.
So you need 2 Obi-Wan.
But I suppose they wouldn't give you 2 identical minifigures, because it's up to you to do the scene with. And obviously they wouldn't have, I mean, I don't know if they could have given you a ghost version of him, because obviously I think he's a ghost version in.
He's a ghost.
Is he there? He's not there though, is he?
As a ghost, so
no.
You would probably be in the Ewok Village set. You might get him as a ghost.
Yeah, maybe. So moving on to the next scene with this table, is this the discussion of when they're under attack and all those other little bits and pieces, or is this when they call the?
This is the choking scene from early in A New Hope, when Vader he questions his old magic and he gives him the older Force choke and he tells him to release him.
And look who's missing.
There was Vader himself.
He's not there. So again, it's the same thing. He can only be in one place, so it's up to you, I guess, to figure out what scene you're going to do. I think I can see people putting a lot more stormtroopers in this, maybe just to sort of fill it out a little bit more. Because
another reason to get the DWP for 3 more.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Three more of those. So the thing underneath it, is that the chamber, or did I get that wrong?
No, it's his meditation chamber.
Yeah,
so that could potentially be your Loki's chamber of this, because in most canon it's not on the Death Star.
No.
But there is some lore somewhere that says there is one in there, so that you can get away with it, but mainly it's shown not on the Death Star.
So basically then, they've got a habit of a pattern of any history of a set, like the Avengers Tower. They will do their best to waste a little bit of space with something that isn't actually necessary, because I'm sure there'd be something else that they could have done, or just made one of the other rooms a little bit bigger and not actually put that in. But if it's in a comic somewhere or something like that, then obviously
there is some lore somewhere that says he does have one on there, I believe. as well.
Fair enough. We'll let him off this. Yeah, well, you're not going to argue with the Star Wars fanatics. They know absolutely everything, don't they? And then underneath, I do like this little room where obviously sort of C-3PO hides, and it's got the door in front. And again, you could have had quite a lot of minifigures in that as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, because he's removed them all. So he's on his own.
He's just on his Todd. But I like the detailing.
The detailing, that they've used on the outside there. I think it's nice.
Yeah, but are they stickers?
I don't know. Some are and some aren't. I know they've said a lot of the stuff that's repetitive isn't stickers, but a lot of the one-off pieces are. So you'll have to see the sticker sheet to find out.
Yeah,
it does have stickers, which is my pet peeve when it comes to Lego. Looking at Arkham Asylum in the store, I was like, why is there so many stickers? But there was
that's the thing. Right. So this is now coming to, or we've done like a full circle back to the giveaway. Does it look empty without the giveaway there? Or if you just put a load of minifigures in it, does it just look like it's a big space window and it doesn't matter?
I really like the space window. I like the technique they've used of the little studs there, and in the holes, the little white ones are either, I think they said Harry Potter wands, or the little lightsabers that you plug in from the other side to give the effect of the tiny little distance of the star. So I really do like this. Is probably my second favorite bit of the set behind the swinging scene is the bottom bit, and it's obviously the deepest bit as well. This does look rather nice, I do think. and it will
Yeah,
fill
I
up
like
nicely.
it.
You could live without the GWP, but you kind of need a TIE fighter in the Death Star because there's always TIE fighters in the Death Star or just outside it.
Yep.
But they haven't done the Imperial shuttle in this scale before. So
No.
this was the reason they did this was to add that in, and they chose that over the TIE fighter and then gave it you as an add-on later
Yeah.
when they
Fair
realized
enough.
that. So,
Because I guess, like I said at the start, you could have potentially have had a Falcon somewhere, but that's just it's such an awkward thing to sit and it doesn't hang that you have the battle scene, but I can't remember the Falcon's in a different hangar when he flies off.
no, the Falcon's in that is the main hangar in, so you can fit a Falcon in there.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
Falcons been inserted in some people that have had it already.
Oh, well, there we go then. So everybody is thinking along those lines. So then we go back up a level. Actually, go up a couple. Hang on, go up a couple of levels. Yeah. There we go. So we will go. We've got the prison scene. So you've got the elevator bit on the right hand side, and then they've already started to have the battle, and they're walking backwards. And it took me a little while to figure out exactly what was going on with that, with regards to where she was. But obviously, in the same image, we've got the two hands battling it out. He's got a thing with guns, doesn't he, old Han, in this film? He likes shooting everyone. He loves shooting everybody for some reason. I wonder why.
So you've got Leia hidden in the prison cell, so she does fit in. Hence, she's got the bendable legs, not the skirt piece that we mentioned earlier. And my favorite Easter egg in this set is in the prison cell. There is the correct hole, and she will slide down 2 levels and land in the trash compactor.
See, that I had no idea about. So it literally skips a level where they're battling, and it goes all the way down into the trash compactor.
They fall into the trash compactor. Yeah, I love that. I thought that was such a fun play feature. It was nearly selling me on the whole set just so I could drop them into the trash compactor. I'd like.
I want to spend all that money to be able to do. Well, they've got very clever with regards to flushing turds away, haven't they? Because they've managed to do that in the Ninjago set, which, funny enough, I'm actually looking at the City Markets now, and they've got other little bits and pieces with floating turd everywhere with the Lion Knight's castle. So they've had plenty of practice with it, but never minifigure shoot scale. So I wonder, could you imagine if the figure got stuck?
Yeah, you'd have to do it, but
you have to take the whole thing apart
at the levels. They do.
Good evening,
hello, Mark. Thanks for with us. Hello.
The Star Wars Earth fans are not on the main computer. No, that is very true. That is very true. But no, I just if you're playing that play feature and she just gets wedged because you've got one arm up or arm out to the side or something, can you imagine?
You've got to drop all three in their stormtrooper disguises. You've got to drop all 3 through, and then when you're luck, she will get bloody stuck.
Oh, she would, yeah, 100%. She's going to get stuck. But does the compactor move, or am I seeing things?
Yes, it moves, and then there's a photo later when the little sea creature thing in there. It's got the eye. They've done a little eyeball.
Got the eye,
and that pops up. So that compacts. It's not as big as the diorama they've already done. So I've got the diorama version of this thing. This one is smaller to fit it in, but it is the same mechanism and it will close. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I thought with the later photos, because they're all in it, and I'm like, oh, so it is quite. But I think some of the scenes might be deceivingly big because
you've got to think this thing is only 3 feet wide. So if you break it into chunks, some of this is going to be like 3/4 of a base plate per section.
But it's also that looks like it's 8 to 10 studs deep just on that little bit, and then obviously it steps forward for the bit after, because you've got the little hoppers just there to actually stand in the minifigures. So you've got this room, and the room above it is obviously flush. Then it steps out, and that's where obviously they've given it the stability, but also at the same time it's it gives you sort of that play, the sort of the play features with it all as well, which
it's the fun play, because I had a micro machine versions of the Death Star when I was a kid, and that was like this. It would fold out and you had the bit you could play in, but it did have the round bit on the front. So if anybody ever recreates that full round bit with a diorama on the back, I'm hoping for maybe Star Wars Vintage Collection to do that in the 3/4 inch scale one day, maybe as a HasLab, and that can go above me. But it's a little fun little play feature to just swing in Luke. I could just probably spend hours swinging Luke and Leia and dropping them into the trash compactor. It's just the childhood nostalgia of
So
playing
that
with
one,
that.
this one just is what Jay's talking about.
Yeah, I'd have a little swing on that. So let's just check the poll while there. So
Little swing on that.
The poll is doing well. 78% says get it now with the GWP, and only 11% say never buy it. So that is a lot lower than I was thinking. So it's probably the most controversial Lego set in history. But 10% of the audience are saying not buy it. 90% are in for your purchase.
Well, yeah. So we're 55 minutes in. I'm surprised nobody's actually clicked on sale. So obviously they value the double points over saving money, which I can see why. But will the giveaway purchase still be available when this goes into double points? Because we are not far off. I think the date is later on this month. I've seen it somewhere.
There's Amazon Prime Day coming up in a few days' time.
Yeah, so Lego's going to go against that.
Last time Lego went against Prime Day, though, it was only double points on selected sets.
It was. That's literally what I was about to say, yeah.
So I don't think they would do it. They'll probably go double points for Black Friday at the end of November, probably on everything.
Yeah.
But from we doing the mash, you're better off with single points because you're going to get those and that GWP. You are still better off even than the £45 because double points is going to get you an extra £45 saving. But there's no way that GWP is ever going to sell 45 quid. It's always going to be £100 set.
It's £100 minimum
for purchase.
Yeah, it's £100 minimum, and it's just going to go up and up and up and up. Right, we covered the bit at the bottom. The figures that are on the plinth, do they have a home elsewhere, or are they just going to stay there? Because
you can see, as I was saying, that's Galen Erso in the green that creates the Death Star, and in his hand is the little disc, isn't it? The Death Star plan disc that at the end of Rogue One he tries to bob off, and it ends up with Leia at the start of A New Hope on the Tantive 4, and that's the thing that the little Easter egg to the fact you can blow it up straight down the shaft.
Yeah,
so that
you literally just got to go straight in the shaft and blow the thing up. I mean, it is the most filthiest innuendo when you actually watch it back of how they're talking about penetration on that thing. It is unreal. But they managed to get the whole
Star Wars together, people. It's the whole reason I got him into Star Wars. He got into Star Wars by the Lego walkthrough attraction, but hadn't seen all the movies. So I took it upon myself to educate him with the movies. But he does like a bit of filth. And when you listen to some of the dialogue in that trench run scene, you just can't believe it.
It's so funny. It's tears. I can't take it seriously. It makes me chuckle so much.
We can take a look at the back of the set because there's an Easter egg on the back.
Oh well, we'll get to the back in a sec. But I've just thought of something that when I break this, if I ever get it, it will also be movie accurate, so it's absolutely fine.
It will become the Death Star too. Yeah,
I could just leave it in pieces, and it's not a problem at all. But I do like all the detail. I like I do like all the bits and pieces around it. And I did say yes.
I don't think this is a case of if you get it. Your audience has clearly spoken, and it will be a case of when you get it.
Well, the thing is that I suppose what I need to do actually, I'll change the poll now, so we can see where the poll's going. We get it. I will end the poll. I'll redo another poll just for the next sort of 20 minutes before we wrap up, because I know you've got to go, Jay, so I do apologise.
Yeah.
What I would like to know is start a poll. Would.
So as he builds the poll, then this is the big box. So the box apparently is about the same size as I think like the sail barge and like the Venator. So a really big box, the biggest box Lego could fit in their actual packaging department, apparently. So this thing is massive, and I think it weighs a good couple of stone as well. The UK weight. So if you're picking this up in store, then
it needs to be strong.
You're gonna have to walk to the car park with this one. Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine that your arms will fall off? Would you watch a live build series of the Death Star? Right, simple question: would you watch a live stream? Would you watch a live stream build series? That's all. That's the next thing. It's like, would people watch it or not? Because if people aren't interested in it, then it's. I know it's still for me, but I wouldn't waste my time building it live, because obviously what I have to do is set everything up differently, move the tables around and all that kind of thing, which is going to be
Get your votes in the poll. We've convinced him to buy it, I think, pretty much straight away. We knew I'd get him straight away, but now can you convince him to build it on the stream and muck it up live? Because when this man tries to build something live, it's an absolute disaster.
Oh, it's just a cluster, to put it politely. I mean, it is awful.
Oh.
Right, so going through this scene
with the bloody stickers, those are the worst stickers I've ever seen. Why those weren't prints, I do not know.
Let's move us to this. I can't move us this side. Let's get us gone so we can zoom in fully on these stickers. They look shocking. Were they even arrows on the floor, or were they lights that they were projecting originally? I can't remember.
I remember either, to be honest. So with that scene, but
no, I can't put two and two. I can't put two and two together. So no, I don't know. But it looks. I think the scene itself, I think it looks really, really smart. But I just don't know. Where are we? We are there. That's the one we got to click on. We're back. Magic. So obviously they've left a lot of space. The one thing I can't quite understand is why they just didn't give us another 3 troopers.
Oh, they did. They're in the giveaway, sir.
Exactly that, because they've added in. You can see where I'm going with this, because they've added in the hoppers in front, so they knew. They've just done it and gone. Oh, we built this, and now we're just going to do it as a giveaway. But you can still add your minifigures to it if you want to, because they have left enough space.
Yeah.
For everything.
The result of the first poll is clear. If you're going to get this, I think your time, they've got you by the short and curlies, and it's strike while the giveaway is still available. I would be honest, if I was buying this, then if it was curved and I was in on the purchase, then I think I would have definitely gone in straight away for the giveaway. But I am an idiot and buy far too much stuff, so I am probably not the best person to give advice.
Let's be honest, we're not going to disagree that you are an idiot, Jay. So it's fine. The fact that you buy too much stuff is a completely other thing, but we all agree. But I'm assuming you can get a figure inside this.
Yes, yeah, the Emperor does fit. You have to kind of lie him down, but they did work it out that he does fit inside it, so he does fit.
Yeah, fair enough. But I know that sort of that whole display.
I think the designer said his favorite part of the set was that shuttle and working it so we could fit a minifigure in. If I do believe,
yeah, I think it looks really. To be honest, I think it looks really clean. I think it's just a nice looking thing all around. And then of course, if you're into your minifigure photography, you can start doing stuff like this, because again, they have. I'm sure there is somewhere for that one to stand, because we just looked at the trash compactor. Are they lying to us, Jay? You know I don't like to be lied to. Where are we? Hang on. Let's just go back, because if they're lying, there's 2.
There is two. One
pins.
for Vader and one for Obi-Wan.
There's 2 pins, but that photo, I don't think they're stood on the pins.
They're not, no. It looks like a Photoshop photo anyway, doesn't it? So
that's it. I don't think the pins are in the right place.
Vader's not. Yeah.
The pins look. I don't know if the pins are too close together, but I think you can still. Can you? I'm sure you must still be able to recreate that. They must have put the pins wide enough apart. They couldn't be too close together. Yeah, they've got to.
They're just photoshopping their images like they like to do half the time.
I hate that.
It doesn't always help, does it? These computer generated
images. Take a proper photo. It's not that difficult, surely, because you get the bloody. All the colours are wrong 9 times out of 10 anyway. So
have we found the back of this set? Yeah, there's an Easter egg. I forget.
Right, let's go all the way through. I do like the Darth Vader arm print. I think that looks smart. Anyway,
I bet you there isn't an image. You'll have to go to the video thing and pause it to find it. I bet you haven't shown
probably. So that's the eyeball. That's it being closed. That's Chewie in there. That is the prison cell with the probe. One version of a probe droid, but for this, it looks like it's got the injection. That's where. That's an interesting scene. That's those 4 all together. That is the height, width, girth, and length. That's it in hand. Ridiculous.
3 foot, a meter, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah, massive. I said this in the video before. Why the hell they've got it like that? It's like you just wouldn't. you just can you imagine that, putting it into a nice cottage? I'm just going to put a massive grey slab, which is the size of an IKEA Kallax, on top of a table. No, you're not. That photo, Sorry, cut you off.
I said, "There's your wood." There was.
Yeah, there's the wood, which has been polished and actually custom built this time, rather than just being hacked up badly.
Polishing wood now, off by a stud, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it, off by a stud. Wood on, off by a stud. You can't go wrong with that. That's the pitch that scares me a little bit, because obviously that's like the halfway mark, and that kind of is like it really is big. That whole piece, it kind of puts into perspective just how big that space section is, because that's got to be. It's bigger than a 16 by 16.
I think you should talk about your building process. Looking at the poll, it's 75% would watch a live build series. Because where would you have to build this due to the location of your Lego room?
I'd have to build it up here, but it's how I do it, and how does it actually come apart? Because I'm sat on the table that I've got a table to my right that's empty at the moment, and there's a lot of changes to my left that I did nearly 2 months ago, but those videos haven't actually been uploaded yet. So everything to my left could easily stay, but the stuff that was to my right that's already been uploaded with regards to the medieval bits and pieces, that could potentially all move, and I could have like a higher, bigger bit, and maybe set up I'd have to set up an actual permanent live stream setup until this thing was built, because I couldn't keep moving about and doing other little bits and pieces, because it is enormous, and that is something else you've got to consider. It's like, where also is this thing going to go? Because it is so big. Is there space up here? That's the thing.
In terms of depth, you're okay because you're a base plate deep, but your problem, of course, is a sloped roof and height, because you've got to get 3 base plates of height because of the fact that this thing is 3 feet tall.
Yeah. So there's not many places it can go. It can either go directly behind me or it goes directly in front of me, because there is nowhere it could go, even to my right, just here, where all the medieval stuff is.
The poll's creeping up. 80% would watch a live build series now in the poll.
Interesting.
And the fact that you've got no space to build this live.
I've got no space to build it. It would be like a true comedic build, because the first bit would be me actually opening it up and getting out of the box, while not trying to knock the cameras over. And don't forget, I would have this camera and I'd have the phone set up watching the build come together, because obviously you'd have to have a double view. So like we would have both, obviously. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting if that happens. Now, this is obviously photo does look smart. You've got this as a diorama, haven't you?
Yes, I've got this as a diorama. So I've got this as a diorama. I've got the trash compactor. What else have I got from this? And I've actually got the trench run. So the bit that isn't in this, of course, when the Luke goes shooting at the shaft at the end, that I do have in a diorama as well when it comes to the Death Star scenes. But I don't think there is any images of the back.
Of the back, no, they're hiding the back. I'll pause it on the video, I think. But no, I'm just quickly going back to going the long way, but going back to this. If you start to add up each individual diorama scene as well, they soon start to add up with the price that you pay, and the fact there is a couple of different dioramas in here, and they've given you a bit. It is just a bigger history of the diorama, isn't it? So we'll start to wrap things up in a second, but
there is in his hot tub.
Where's the back going to be? Do they show the back or not?
In the don't they do a little 5-second video in the image gallery at the top? Usually, there's a little spin around. Yeah, the little spin around plate, that thing. Yeah, about 3 down from the top. Not that one.
3 down from 3. Oh, that one. Oh, that one.
That one. There we go. Wait till that thing spins. There we go. One. Right. Can we enhance? Yes, there we go. We can enhance. So not the greatest looking set from the back. So make sure you've got a spare wall to put this on. Again, if anybody, I wonder if there's customizers out there that could mock up an actual curve that could go on the back of this thing. Going to be a lot of pieces, but then
there'd be a lot of pieces, yeah. But I do like the window. But the problem is with that window. Hang on, this is the first time I've looked at this. So this is a live first time look.
You can't go flush to the wall. The window sticks out.
I was going to say this. You can't now go flush to the wall if that window is attached.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, what is the? Why would they do that for? What's this all about? You got all that
The
depth you
window
can play
needs to
with.
be like concave. It needs to be that shape because that is the shape the window is.
Yeah, but they
But
could have built it
they,
inwards, and the
they
window
could
is
have,
still flush because
yeah,
that seems really deep.
yeah.
So
So you
that
can't go flush.
so you can't go flush. So I'm assuming they've included the the depth this thing includes that obviously, and then
Yeah.
obviously you've got the bigger overhang underneath. But
That's why I think it's
that is
11
naughty.
inches because it's a base plate deep, 10 inches plus 1 inch for the overhang at the back.
And you've got other bits open on the back. You've got this thing down in the bottom right hand corner. If I don't move it.
Well, the red thing, the red thing going up there, and you can see the Twizzlies in there, is the lift
Yeah.
shaft. So it is a working
The
lift.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, the Harry Potter twirly things are in there. Now, next to them on the right hand side, there's a tiny little sort of white and grey little cylinder tube thing about 2 rows up on the right hand side, and that, of course, is an Easter egg to the Lego video games when you've got to go round and collect them. So I thought that was very clever. They put one on the very back of the set there. So at the bottom of the image, you can see on the screen there, you can see a little grey white little cylinder thing. And that is from the Lego video games as well. So there is little references on the back. So I thought that was quite fun. It reminded me of childhood Lego video games, trying to collect those things as you go around the Lego games. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, a disaster of a back, I would describe that as.
Yeah, so because I guess that it's kind of the same as the mermaid back, because they hid that. It is obviously, everybody was saying, well, it's designed to go up against the wall, but clearly they haven't thought about it if they put the bloody window like that. But where do you think then is removable to get the minifigure that gets trapped from the prison? I'm assuming you might be able to pull something out.
I don't know. You can pull something on the back. Or
because could you imagine? It'd be quite cool to watch her fall, to be honest. But I'm assuming you just set up a live stream fall. Well, that is, and well, they can't do much else to the back of that, can they? Really, it can't. I guess it is what it is with the back, and then that's what it looks like from the side. But looking at that actually shows off just how deep the front is.
Yeah.
And then you've got this other bit that sticks out underneath the window as well. So there's a couple of bits and pieces that stick out on the back. And then looking at that angle, they might have been able to make that dish a little bit girthier.
I imagine it's bigger than it looks, just because of that doesn't look a base plate deep, and we know it's a base plate deep.
Yeah.
In terms of
obviously. Yeah, I'm looking at a base plate now, and obviously we know how big those things are.
I'm guessing you're around 16 studs in the main build, and then another 16 studs in the curve at the front. So
it does. It looked up. I'm just trying to work out how big that spacing is, the actual backing is, because that does look pretty smart and pretty clean. Right, is there anything else you want to cover, sir? Because I know you've got to get going.
No, I think we could wrap it up there. So both poll results have exactly the same. 80% says Matthew should spend £900 right now and get it with the GWP, and 80% would also watch him build it and break it on stream. So I think, ladies and gentlemen,
it'll be broken on stream. That's for sure. It'll be broken. It'll just be interesting if
let's hope he's been saving his Lego points up to go towards it and get a nice.
Yeah, well, see, got plenty of them. But I mean, the one thing is, I'm looking at the Ninjago Rising Dragon set now, which is obviously the City Markets, which is another big set. So that potentially could be a live stream instead. I know it's not on topic with regards to this, but this would be rest of the year thing and nothing else bought until the new year. So it's definitely something to consider going through all of this. I think it looks fantastic. But it's just a case of is the giveaway that important or not? And I think this is obviously the thing that I'm trying to share with everybody that's going to be watching this back as well. If you didn't have the giveaway, would it bug you? I know it would probably bug Jay, because Jay's
it would bug me. Yeah, I would. If you were asking me that question, yes, it would.
So it would bug Jay. But I think we'll leave it there, Jay. So say goodbye and say where they can find you.
Right, goodbye, and you can find me right here on YouTube at Jay's Toy Collection UK for all things occasional Lego on their 6-inch action figures. And next week is New York Comic Con, so expect me to be spending a lot of money on lots of different versions of plastic. So you can find me here, Jay's Toy Collection UK.
There we go. So you can find them over there. Well, you're already here for me, so that's easy enough as well. Let us know what you think of the set, obviously, with regards to, are you a fan of it? Do you even give a monkeys about this set? And a lot of people couldn't care less. I think it's the one big thing that I'm quite surprised at is that everybody thought the Falcon was the pinnacle with regards to these sets because of the detail and stuff. And even those people that have the Falcon aren't a fan of this, which is a little bit weird. So I think this might be a proper long-term, controversial, always spoken about thing, which, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm me. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Head over to Jay and obviously subscribe to his channel as well. His bits and pieces are in this description already, so you can click on that. It'll take you straight over. Any comments, let us know with regards to what you think of this. And I think that's it, Jay. So we'll end it there. So just say goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your evenings.
Enjoy the
Awkward wave, awkward goodbye.